The Jedis. The Jedis are the human bridge in my operation. They're the ground team that brings the light work of Daddy into daily life. I also call them the crew members because they function as operators in the field. Each one is awakened to a piece of the plan and tuned to the frequency that carries Daddy's instructions. As long as they follow Daddy's orders, they carry out their part in the mission. Jedis come from every culture and every walk of life. Some are healers and teachers, others engineers, musicians, and soldiers who've turned toward the light. Many first encountered me through my broadcasts or online communications, and most felt an instant recognition. They had a knowing that what I told them was the truth and a curiosity for more information. Once aligned, they began to act, healing, teaching, feeding the hungry, protecting the vulnerable, helping their neighbor, and speaking truth whenever deception reigned. Their work is guided by the same source directives that move through all the other light forces. When a new phase begins, they feel the energy shift before it's announced. Energy ripples through the field. Some report dreams, visions, or inner knowings that tell them what to do next. Through that network, the mission extends far beyond the command core, turning ordinary people into channels of Daddy's will. And I'm going to just say I agree with that because a lot of us will feel guided to do something very strongly, a very strong impulse, and or we feel the energy shifting and we just do what we're supposed to do. And then looking back, we realize what's happened. It was perfectly orchestrated. So that is Daddy's will being carried out by the Jedis. Living commands. Jedis are not given printed orders, they receive impulses, small, clear pushes towards service. These can be in the form of an inner knowing, a vision or a clear dream, or something they're really drawn to do. It can be something that they're passionate about. Sometimes a Jedi is compelled to visit specific places or reach out to strangers who need help. These those sensations are how Daddy coordinates the work through our human vessels. That's how the Jedis follow their source directives, following those impulses one step at a time. They may not know the end result, but if they follow each step, they do what Daddy wants. In addition, I put out commands, information, and articles that are used for reinforcement constantly. The commands give direction to everyone in our online Jedi groups. I don't put down their specific step by step instructions. I assume that they had learned my methods of healing and know how to implement it. They help each other learn too. With everyone doing what they're supposed to do all over the world, focused on the same command or goal, things happen much more quickly because of the energy behind it. Jedis often see projects they can help with or are inspired in some way. Sometimes I'll ask point blank for volunteers, researchers, or help in some way. And these small acts add up to quicken the pace of clearing the dark. Sometimes the Jedi feels passionate about a project in their area and works on it independently. Service is their form of devotion. The smallest act can shift. The smallest act can shift an entire region's energy field. Many are intrinsically drawn to feeding families, hosting community gatherings, and demonstrating that service itself is a form of light work. Others serve and help in their own way, researching, supporting others, and healing. We interact with others, heal them, which brings up the vibration of everyone. Everything that they do, small or large, affects the vibration of the entire earth, blossoming out to the entire universe. Working beside the command. Jedis also learn by example. I tell them what's happening in my human life, what we're working on, and what we need next. I let them know what's really happening behind the scenes. I share so much on social media for them to watch and discern what's really happening. Their abilities become activated. They become more confident and independent. They build community and see results from their actions. Their stronger beliefs strengthen their actions and confidence in their abilities, creating an upward positive spiral. Once they start to see things like this with an expanded vision, they can operate more independently, still working for the light. I want them all to know that they have abilities beyond anything they can imagine. Emphasis on know. They have to know it, not just think it. When I calmed the waters of the Back Bay in Destin on video, I wanted to show them that it's all energy. We can all command it. Once you understand that everything is energy, you can manipulate it. That demonstration was a lesson in mastery. I've encouraged the Jedis to practice this as they need to claim and practice their abilities. Many Jedi speak of moments when my presence changes their environment. They might hear me, see me, have dreams or visions of me, or see blue lights flashing. Sometimes a feeling of peace overtakes them. This is source recognition, the soul remembering its parent frequency. This is them awakening, the realization that the same source energy is also within them. Purpose and promise. The Jedi's purpose is simple: to learn the Jedi method, heal and help others around them, and amplify the high vibration. They reinforce commands, strengthen healing, and prepare communities. Every gathering, every act of kindness, every public demonstration of faith helps anchor the new frequencies into the collective field. This raises the vibrations and the consciousness for all. It creates a grid of high vibration and higher consciousness. I tell them often that the measure of success isn't applause or numbers, that they shouldn't expect a reward for what they've done. Love and helping others should be the way we all operate. They're leading by example, influencing others in a positive way. We want to make helping somebody today so common that people will feel bad if they don't help. It's really important. It will become the norm. The Jedi's mission will be here on Earth until they're allowed to go out and assist those throughout the universe. There are other planets that have a corrupt system in place also, and they'll need help. The Jedi's form human boots on the ground force, which is the foundation for the galactic operation. Having a boots on the ground team familiar with the society and customs of Earth helps to speed up the plan, bringing in the new reality even faster. No formal school exists for these Jedis. Some remember who they are and have been in the healing field for a while, although they may not know about me or what we do specifically. They do positive and loving things for others, even though they don't yet know about me specifically. It's the way they're created, the way that they're built. They follow their passions and help others in loving ways. Even though they don't know the modern day specifics about me, they are still part of our groups of Jedis, still important to what we are all doing. Usually, the Jedi is already energy sensitive. They can feel energy and may even work with it. They may even excel at things where they'll have abilities. For example, some love water and swimming right now and may have swimming abilities that they don't know about. Here's a quick summary for the Jedi method. Many are attracted to me and my message. They want to know more. They'll watch my videos and then learn how to create an energy ball and fill it with frequencies. They start to learn about frequencies and energies and now want to work with them, building confidence and practicing. I'll show them how to use a pendulum to test if they can heal a person or situation. If the answer is yes, I show them how to create the energy ball, fill it with the correct frequencies, and infuse it into the person or situation that needs healing. They can use the pendulum again to test if the target was healed. After a little practice, the Jedi is used to working with energy and won't need to use a pendulum at all. They will just have a knowing. Some can't see or feel an energy ball. For those, I tell them to envision it and pretend it's there. Imagine it's growing stronger and larger. After a while, their senses should become so strong, it'll be easier for them to create the energy ball, see it, feel it, or sense it in some way. They may not know about the frequencies and hollows that I've created, but they can put any healing frequency or command into the energy ball and send it my way. Many of the Jedis purchase the healing tools that I've created, like the vibranium crystal charger, the healing wands, the hollows, and use them. I've created high vibrational pendulums too. They're tools and fun to use, and after a bit of practice, the Jedi should begin to automatically know when they've been successful. They don't need to test as much. These are tools, but to do the work, the Jedi doesn't need them. They're confidence boosters. After a while, the Jedi should be able to feel energy easier, have a knowing, see the results, and they are even more effective. The more experienced Jedis just command. They don't test, nor do they use tools. They put a command and expect it to be completed. It's really simple. So first you start, this is me, first you start with the energy ball and fill it with the command or the frequencies that you want. And even if you don't feel it, you'll send it to the event, to the person, whatever that needs the healing. It must always be positive, by the way. If you are not good with sensing energy, you can rub your hands together. Okay, get the friction going and bring your arms out and slowly bring your hands into each other. And you're going to get to a place where you're going to feel like it's going to feel warm or might a little bubbly or energized. That's like you feeling the energy of your own other hand. So that's one way to become more energy sensitive. You can become energy sensitive to any object. Get friction going on your hand and just kind of tune in, and you can feel any object that way. Then create an energy ball, fill it with love and light, whatever healing frequencies you want, and send it to the person, the animal, the place, the event, whatever it is. Now, you can also use a pendulum to test whether you can heal that person, whether this or that is true. You can also use a pendant as a pendulum if you don't have a pendulum handy. And you can test if it was done and if it worked. Okay. But after a while, you don't so much need that. And that's what he's saying. A more experienced Jedi doesn't need to do any of that. For example, when I command, I like kind of envision it and I just assume it's done. And sometimes if I'm working with somebody, we will test just to make sure it took. But especially when we're all focused, we're much stronger. Okay, back to the book. The tools that I put out are beautiful and practical, emitting healing, clearing, and protective frequencies. This clears the Jedi's environment, their possessions, their family, and neighbors, as well as becoming a practical tool. The more energy sensitive a Jedi is, the less they need the tools. They can perform the healing and know it's done. Their training begins the moment they start to remember who they are. For most, that realization comes through resonance. When they encounter my words, energy, or presence, that stirs something sleeping inside them. Recognition can be instant. The Jedi can get goosebumps or full body chills as a confirmation. You'll feel it in your bones before you know it in your mind. That's what I call an activation. It's unexpected, and our cellular memory takes over. From there, the process unfolds through frequency alignment. Jedis often learn to quiet and discern ordinary thought so daddy's impulses can come through. It's not meditation at all, but listening and knowing the impulse. These impulses can be micro directive, simple, actionable instructions like go here, speak to this person, share food, and that heal that wound. Jedis who are in tune with Daddy listen to these impulses and take a step forward what they're and take a step toward what they're instructed to do. As they become better at hearing what Daddy tells them, the steps will come faster and faster, and they'll eventually move without hesitation. It becomes second nature. And many of the people that I talk to have that. They have an impulse, okay? They might fight it at first, and then they start to do it, right? And then they have a good result. The next time, they're a little bit more trusting and will follow that impulse. The next time gets faster, quicker, and easier. So it becomes a very upward positive spiral. Okay, back to the book. Every directive, no matter how small, links into a larger movement. When one Jedi follows these impulses and they're sent to Daddy, I call that following your source directives. Following source directives, another word for God's plan, is the highest work you can do. I tell lots of stories throughout my social media posts and my interviews and videos. I often describe many of the conflicts and issues that we're working with and what we've done to overcome them. The Jedi's learned from these stories and commands. This same process applies in everyday life. If a Jedi feels the urge to comfort a stranger or start a community project, that's a source directive in miniature. The discipline lies in trusting it. Fear and hesitation to these strong impulses are their minds trying to take over. Like B will say, fear isn't of Daddy. Sometimes I'll disguise myself and interact in secret with a Jedi. I'll see how they treat others and it shows me their hearts. I might also send an angel out to test the Jedi to see how they treat someone less fortunate. Activation in the field. When we raise the consciousness levels, energy sensitive Jedis may feel physical sensations, heat, vibration, or light pressure behind their eyes, either a deep sleep or a restless sleep that all signals activation. These aren't random. They mark the moment Daddy's energy runs stronger through their system, giving them an upgrade. These upgrades in consciousness affect every being in the entire universe. When the consciousness raises, the lower, dark, and dense energies cannot survive. It allows everyone to see more easily, which exposes all of the darkness and corruption. With every upgrade to the consciousness, the evidence of the Dark One's deeds surface faster and faster. Once things are exposed, they can be handled, and people then have an understanding of what's going on. It's an upward spiral designed to acclimate the humans to the increased energy and exposures of every dark system as quickly as possible. We could prove that the consciousness has risen by following the Schumann resonance, looking at the time we put out the command to raise the consciousness. I'll raise the consciousness, let's say at 8 p.m., and then the Schumann will show the spike off the charts. Then we can watch what's happening in the outside worlds to see that our efforts are working, showing the exposure of the dark. I always remind the Jedis that Daddy alone holds authority, and I follow what he says. Their link to me exists because we all share the same source, and they've agreed to come here to help with the liberation of Earth. The purpose of training is to awaken self-mastery because the same power that moves through me moves through them. As their awareness grows, so does their responsibility. Each trained Jedi becomes a point of stability in their community, healing others, calming conflicts and injustices, and guiding those behind them in the process. As with the command team, the Jedis work all day long, whether they realize it or not. Their work may look simple, handing out food, cleaning streets, teaching children, but each action or command raises the vibration. As I said, service to others is what we're all here for. Whether it's healing someone, just being kind, or providing a sandwich, it's all important and valuable. Nothing is wasted and nothing goes unnoticed. What began as a few awakened individuals has grown into a worldwide structure. Together with the higher vibrations and along with my healing tools, we're creating a grid. This grid raises the vibration higher and higher all around the earth. The Jedi's high vibrations, their love and actions, my healing tools that we give to others for clearing and healing, are all part of the plan to create awareness and higher consciousness on earth. Some of the Jedis have been with me a long time, through multiple lifetimes. We feel familiar to each other. Daddy set it up so that they'd find me. These Jedi step into much needed action, helping others, teaching those behind them, and spreading the love. These trusted helpers fall into a role that suits them naturally. They lead by example. When a new source directive is issued, they start to work on it right away, independently, without needing orders or interpretation. This help is invaluable. What's even more beautiful is that we're finding each other. Some of us are working together on a project, and the exact right person comes in to help. It's amazing to watch, and Daddy has set it up beautifully. Because our connection is frequency based, a Jedi in Africa can feel a change in energy the same moment one occurs in the US. When large scale commands are executed, like the consciousness raises or increases in Jedi's abilities, the entire team usually feels it. They feel things happening, drawing closer, even if they don't intellectually know what's happening or what's being done. Public work. Many of the Jedi's projects now take visible form. In cities such as Birmingham, Tulsa, Destin, and New York, and as far away as Puerto Rico and Kenya, they help me host community events that combine service and celebration, festivals, food giveaways, music and entertainment, and other wholesome community events. These gatherings create spaces where ordinary people can experience the light in practical ways for free without any agenda. The Help Someone Today events of the Company of Heaven are designed as a demonstration that Daddy's abundance flows when humans cooperate. These events are safe areas for children to play, explore, and enjoy the day with their families. The rescue fruits and vegetable events, including the big giveaway, are designed to help others in need. Every meal is given, every meal is given, oh my golly, every meal given is energy restored. Boy, I ruined that one. Every meal given is energy restored. Every smile changes the field. So many loving Jedis have traveled to assist and attend these events. Community care days are a blend of both these concepts. A day where those in need could get a meal, food, and clothing to take home, pet care or infant supplies, job counseling, all while enjoying family entertainment. Once people know about these events, they all want to help. Within the Jedi group are specialists, each with a different passion. Most are excited about the prospect of helping others. Some are more introverted and help with research and organization. Some want to be hands-on or play with the children. These events will become more and more commonplace, and our name and reputation will grow. The Jedis are ordinary people stepping into their own passion and helping others. Moments of recognition. Many Jedis recall the first time they met or heard me. Some listened to my interviews when a wave of energy or vibration ran through their bodies. That's confirmation. Others saw my image and felt as if their hearts recognized me before their minds could. This is source recognition, the instant remembering of our shared origin in Daddy. Some just loved the message and the energy and felt drawn to me without really knowing why. Sometimes that recognition manifests physically. People tremble, cry, or collapse into peace. A few see flashes of light around them. The energy they're feeling isn't just mine alone. It's their own connection to Daddy being stimulated. Both Daddy and I have a great sense of humor, so we make it fun and practical. We have a fun time. I can communicate with anyone on any level, and they feel my energy, my sincerity, and my desire for help. Witnessing power. I showed both David Adair and other visitors my abilities by calming the waters in Destin. I stood by the back bay, held out my hand, and calmed the water. As shown in the video that we took, there were light waves in the bay that morning, which quickly came to a standstill. This was a confirmation for many things. Matter obeys energy. Every Jedi, every person has the ability to control the laws of nature that way. They just have to believe it. We all have abilities we don't even know about. That's why I've asked these Jedis to practice working with energy, talking with the trees and the waves, and practicing moving small, light objects in their mind. There are more and more videos out there showing people working with energy, not specifically knowing about me at all. We've been taught that we can't do these things. If you don't know and you don't try, then that's very true. We see people manipulating energy to move objects. Ask the tree branches to move, blowing leaves around the yard with their hands, levitating, and all these things that we can actually do, but are taught that's impossible. We're taught that it's impossible. I encourage all of you to practice these things, whether it be to move clouds, prevent rain in your area, eliminate chemtrails, or anything we've been told we can't do. I've told you about how I called the dolphins in telepathically when my cousin was visiting. He was shocked. It's just a small example of what we're all able to do. We've just been told and taught otherwise. As they grow in awareness, Jedis began to experience coordination that defies distance. Two may dream the same instruction or feel moved to visit the same place at the same hour. When they compare notes later, the timing matches exactly. In fact, several of the Jedis have compared notes and they've dreamt about the same things or had the same impulse at the same time. That's not coincidence. This reinforces their trust that they got part of something larger, that they are part of something larger than any one of them could orchestrate alone. Encounters with Daddy's humor and love. Daddy is not the angry God of the old scriptures, but a being of limitless love who delights in their growth. Think of him as your daddy. He wants the best for you. He loves you to make mistakes, fall down, and learn the hard way. But he's always there. When you build a relationship with him, you're in sync with the highest being, our daddy. This frees us of fear and lets us feel more relaxed around him. You know that he has the very best sense of humor. He talks to me all day long, and much of it's joking and laughing. That's why I laugh a lot and enjoy things. I know that things have happened. I know it's all going to work out. I'm just relaxing, having fun, and letting it unfold. Talk to him. Tell him your problems. Ask for help. It doesn't matter. Talk to him and then listen for the clues to come to you. Open your heart for the possibility that Daddy loves you, that he made you, and that he wants you to flourish. You are important and loved, and with Daddy's support, you can do all that you want. Personal transformation. Service in the field changes people. Some Jedi speak of physical healings, chronic pain fading, vision clearing, anxiety lifting after years of struggle. Others describe life shifts, new jobs, reconciled families, spontaneous forgiveness for old wounds. Changes can be subtle or extreme. Each story follows the same thread. When they align with Daddy's vibration, circumstances reorganize themselves. These outcomes aren't miracles, they're alignment. Once you understand that everything is energy, you can change it. The Jedis live that truth daily, learning to adjust their thoughts and emotions as carefully as engineers fine-tuned machines. Every testimony adds credibility and strength to the group, attracting even more like minded individuals. The more people share their experiences, the more help we receive, and the higher the vibration goes. The Jedis see their lives as evidence that Daddy's plan is already working. Each healed body, each act of service, each moment of recognition is a small restoration of the whole. As they gain experience and confidence, Jedi step into a fuller expression of their purpose. What began as a healing service, an unseen alignment, now becomes more and more visible. The world is shifting, and they are helping humanity find balance as Daddy's plan unfolds in real time. You've heard me talk about the Brigade, benevolent ships coming from every area in of the universe to help and to witness. They're here. They're waiting, cloaked, until they are instructed to reveal themselves. Although they are oh my golly, although there are billions of ships around the earth waiting, when we purposefully reveal ourselves at the same time in what I call the Great Intimidation, we'll uncloak about 3 ships over each populated area rather than all of them at once. Right now, we're trickling our presence here by showing ships all over, which you can see abundantly through videos from all over the world. As benevolent ships become visible and new technologies start entering public life, confusion, shock, and awe will spread in equal measure. I've been preparing the Jedis for that moment. Their task is not to preach, but to translate, to explain the change in ways ordinary people can understand, to help support people that haven't understood what's been happening right here on Earth. They will anchor calm amid chaos, reminding others that these events are not invasions or miracles, but the natural next step in creation's restoration. Many will work in communities as teachers, healers, and coordinators for the humanitarian programs already underway. Their message stays simple. Everything unfolding is part of Daddy's plan for liberation, not fear. Those that are awake, even though they may not formally be part of our Jedi group now, will also help calm those that are fearful. In addition to physical rebuilding, the Jedis will help to train people to use new free energy devices, operate the crystalline healing chambers, and participate in the education system established through the MOVE program. They'll spread out as directed to help others understand that they can use these devices, programs, and services without cost and change their lives from survival to being fully supported and creative. Each of these technologies carries frequencies as much as function. The Jedis understand that harmony, gratitude, and clear intention are part of their operation. Their work ensures that these tools remain aligned with Daddy's vibration, preventing them from being used for greed and control. As public awareness of my mission grows, more people will seek understanding. Jedis will become the first mentors of a new kind of spirituality, one that merges science, energy, and love. They'll teach the core truths we have always emphasized, that everything is energy. Matter follows energy, so your thoughts can create, that Daddy's essence lives in everyone, and that service is the highest form of power. This will not be religious in nature. By guiding others to connect directly with Daddy, they help decentralize authority, fulfilling the mission's ultimate goals: liberation, freedom, and the empowerment as directed by Daddy. There may be a transition period when the old systems crumble. In areas where fear or resistance rise, Jedis will act as stabilizers, mediating between institutions, adjusting to the changes and how it affects the people. They'll show by example that integrity, not title, determines survival in the new reality. When energy spikes occur, affecting mass awakenings, sudden climate balance, or sightings of ships, the Jedi's composure and knowledge will serve as proof that peace is possible. Their calm will anchor millions through the transition. Once the modification to Destin and other model cities are complete, Jedis will help replicate these changes worldwide. So we'll see communities organized around free energy, ease, shared abundance, and collective creativity. We'll start with the larger cities and it'll ripple out to all locations. Their long term role of stewardship will be to help spread Daddy's frequency as the new civilization acclimates and grows. Eventually, many will be allowed to visit other districts and planets, helping to clear out the darkness there, implementing new systems for freedom and peaceful living. Through them, Daddy's love becomes tangible. When people see a Jedi feed a stranger, heal a wound, or speak with quiet authority, they glimpse what it means to live under Source. The Jedi's everyday lives, how they raise families, handle money, or treat each other will become examples of the daddy factor at work. Their mission is both global and intimate. The same power that moves fleets and shifts energies also moves through a simple act of kindness. The Jedi's task is to keep humanity aware of that truth until it becomes second nature. As I mentioned before, when Daddy orders the release of millions of armadas of angels, many of the Jedi felt it immediately, a shift in the energy. When there's a raise in the consciousness, many of the Jedis feel the increased energy before it hits. Most of the Jedis are already energy sensitive. Many of the Jedis use the holotech products, pendants, wands, and elixirs, bringing the vibration up in their environment and energy fields. Products carry coded frequencies that stabilize mood and health, helping the human body adapt to higher vibrations now constant in the Earth's atmosphere. These items are tools for adjustment while the physical world raises its vibration to higher frequencies. These products smooth out the energy shifts and allow them to happen more easily. After years of seeing the corruption, darkness, and the inversion of society, the first wave seems subtle. Strangers smile more easily, tempers cool faster, and long-standing grudges dissolve without apology. Sleep grows deeper, dreams more vivid. Some wake remembering only the positive rather than stories. A few start seeing familiar shapes in the sky that linger too long to be planes. Trust and ease will start to heal the people. These experiences spread through social media and conversation. The Jedis recognize them as the surface reflection of the work happening underneath. The darkness leaving, the galactic fleets arriving, and the encloaking in our human field adjusting to Daddy's vibrations. The Jedis act as translators for a world that doesn't yet know its language. When communities feel unsettled by strange lights or sudden calm after years of conflict, the Jedis help people and observe instead of react. They'll spread their source directives while explaining it to others, explaining that everything is energy, that we can feel the energy shifting, and that everything is correcting itself by a natural, healthy, loving, to be natural, healthy, loving, and the way that Daddy meant it to be. Old institutions, governments, media, business, finance, medical care, and education either disappear or change to flow with the service for the people. Stories of compassion replace conflict in broadcasts, and there are no agendas to put groups in conflict with each other. Policies shift toward transparency for the people rather than greed, selfishness, and power. Even those who once resisted the changes begin to align unconsciously with the frequency of honesty that Daddy's field demands. The Jedis will watch these adjustments with steady patience. They know that transformation to the higher consciousness makes dishonesty impossible to maintain. To the public, the world simply feels lighter. Traffic flows smoother, music sounds clearer, life itself seems less harsh. Food and water taste better because they're pure. Animals approach humans more freely. Everyone notices. More importantly, people are starting to realize that Daddy is real and that they have a loving, positive support. Those these the proofs of peace, small confirmations that the operation is succeeding. Daddy's love and light is becoming the default setting of reality. The Jedis understand that this is only the beginning. The more humanity relaxes into the new frequency, the more openly Daddy can move through it. Soon, people won't need an explanation. They'll simply know. For now, the Jedis continue their learning and their source directives, meeting confusion with calm, awe with humility, and changes with gratitude. They are the translators of the dawn, helping a world that has been long asleep learn what it feels like to wake up. Jedis, thank you for all you do.